Welcome to the 2021 SPARC Master Map. SPARC, which stands for the San Pablo Revitalization Collaborative, was formed in late 2013 and has been dedicated to strengthening the health and well-being of residents who live along a 1.5-mile stretch of the San Pablo Avenue corridor and in the surrounding neighborhoods. The collaborative consists of community members, community-led organizations, and partners, and has engaged hundreds of neighborhood residents through community events, town halls, and surveys over the years. After completing its first 5-year plan in 2020, SPARC has identified new priorities going forward, with a focus on holding space, increasing community control of land along San Pablo and in the neighborhood by producing and preserving affordable spaces for residents and for businesses. As a first step in the process, SPARC has put together a map of the properties along San Pablo, from Grand Ave up to 35th. This map that we're sharing today draws on different data sources to tell the story of the properties along San Pablo across this stretch. We invite community members and partners to explore this map, deepen our collective understanding of the properties along San Pablo, and help SPARC identify potential properties and sites to consider for increasing community control in the neighborhood. So let's get started. The data in this map includes observations from walking tours that were held in February 2021. These tours were completed by neighborhood residents, including representatives from West Oakland Neighbors and from St. Mary's Center. During these tours, community members looked at what is at each property. What kind of property does it appear to be? Does it appear to be residential, mixed use, commercial? Is it a vacant lot? And what condition is the property in? The map here also draws on property radar data as of March 2021, includes information on who owns the property, the estimated value of the property, including equity and loans, the square footage of the property or the building, and the year built. This map also draws on some data from the city and county, including the Alameda County use codes and zoning information. And the last level of detail in this map is the See-Click-Fix data, which is data on illegal dumping reports for January through April. And a very important disclaimer, which we provide here in the map, is that the data that we're sharing here in this map are based on the best available data sources, and they may not be 100% accurate. It's really just to get a sense of what the properties look like along the corridor. And so tips and suggestions about how to explore this map, let's walk through some things together. So we recommend clicking on the legend or layers over here on this side in the top right corner. This first one here is the legend. So we click on it and we see it pops up. So this landing page, when you first access the map, shows you information on the type of property and its vacancy. We can see the blue colors represent properties that are not vacant, dark blue for commercial, a medium blue for mixed use, and a lighter blue for residential. And then shades of orange represent buildings that appeared vacant to the community members who completed the walking tours. To switch to a different layer or view, you can click on this other button over here. It's called the layer list. And this will show you all the different layers that you can see. For example, we can switch to vacant properties, and we can see where those are located along the corridor. Or we can switch to properties that are underwater based on the property radar data. We can also see where illegal dumping reports from January to April 2021 were concentrated by clicking on this bottom layer here at the bottom of the list. So for example, you could look at both vacancies and concentration of illegal dumping. You see, is there more illegal dumping near properties that appear to be vacant or not? Let's say, for example, you want to learn more about a particular property or parcel on the map. Let's click on this parcel right here. It's near a concentration of illegal dumping on 30th Street. And we get a pop-up that tells us more information about this particular property. We can see the address, 3001 San Pablo Ave. We can see the owner, Ocean Spray LLC. And it's been coded as an LLC or corporation. We see information on the square footage, the year it was built. There's a description of what's there at the property, So we see that it was vacant and that it was formerly an auto shop. If you continue scrolling down, the condition was described as fair during the walking tour. According to Alameda County use codes, it's a warehouse. We have information on the zoning for this particular parcel. Here's the estimated value. We can see there are no outstanding loans. The owner has 100% equity and no debt. And so these pop-ups are available for all of the parcels along the corridor, and some of the ones that are just slightly off to the side. So I'll close out of this here. And so if you have any suggestions or questions about the map, we've included a link over here on the side to a Google form. And we welcome feedback. Let us know. Click on the link here. You'll see a pop-up here for questions and suggestions. You can let us know what questions you have looking at the map. Let us know if you have suggestions for additional data that we should explore in the map to make it more useful. And then if you want to provide your contact information, you can do that as well. Going back to the main map, once it loads. Lastly, if you want to dig a bit deeper into the data, see some tabulations, maybe explore on your own, you can click on this link here to access the data underlying the map and some tabulations. This first sheet here is the parcels, and it shows for each of the properties all of the information that's included in the map. We also have a page for all the illegal dumping reports. And then this last page here, called Summary Tables, includes some high-level tabulations for the properties on the map. Here on the left, you see all of the parcels that are included in the map, including some of the neighboring parcels on side streets like Brockhurst or Market. And then here on the right, you see some tabulations for the parcels that have a San Pablo Ave address. You can see it's a slightly smaller number of parcels. And this will just give you a sense of, along San Pablo Ave, what percentage are vacant. It shows you the breakdown by the type. It also shows you some information on sort of the categories of parcels of businesses. And this was based on visual inspection and the walking tour data. Go back to our main map. SPARC is very excited to share this map with everyone, with community members, with partners, and we look forward to your feedback and figuring out how to make this a really valuable tool in support of holding spaces in the neighborhood going forward. Thank you for listening.